Write your business plan. Now let's talk about your business plan, because that's the next thing you do. The next thing you do with your business plan, you know what people do with their business plan? They do this thing. They start off front page. The first thing that comes to their mind, I've got to write a mission statement. So they write a mission statement. That's terrific. You know, that doesn't, you know, what does that do? What is that? It's a feeble form of your intellectual structure or something. What is that? A mission statement, like 10 lines. And they sit there and they go over the words and they sweat over it and they spend 3 days writing a mission statement. Mission statements evolve. Your mission, whatever you're doing, evolve. It'll change. Continually change. You can't pick a market. No one can pick a market. I didn't pick a market with Yellow Brick Road. I didn't pick a market with Wizard Home Loans. It evolved every 6 months. It just kept changing. And I had to change with it. The business plan is about this. When you're building a business plan, do a 5-year business plan, 3 or 5-year business plan. Really what you want to know is, where am I going to land in 5 years' time? What I mean by that is this. What is this business going to be worth in 5 years' time? Or more importantly, what I want it to be worth. I'll give you an example. I buy a cafe, 100 grand. Let's say when you buy cafes in Perth for $100,000, normally what that would mean here would be you pay 2 times or a multiple of 2 of the earnings. So that would assume I'm paying 100 grand, that I bought something with an earnings of $50,000. Which is great, you know, I paid $100,000, I'm earning 50 grand a year, that's the right number. Okay. You want to make sure you just didn't buy yourself a job. So what you want to do is you want to say, I want to get that 100 grand to 500,000 in 5 years' time. Now you know already that the multiple's 2. So you're building a business plan, you say, okay, that means I've got to be earning $250,000 with a multiple 2, give me a $500,000 valuation in 5 years' time. So I've got to get from 50 to 250. So let's go to year 5 at 250,000. That's my net income. I know it costs to have a cup of coffee. I know how many cups of coffee I've got to sell. I know how many staff I need to sell the coffee. I know how big the premises has got to be. I know how many tables and chairs are there. I can work out I can work out all the assumptions I've got to have to get to $250,000 worth of net income. Then you work backwards. You go then to year 4, year 3, year 2, year 1. Then you've got a business plan. And then in year 1, you can nearly break it up into 3 or 4 parts, quarters if you want to. Then you've got something to track towards. You can say, shit, I didn't make the first quarter. Maybe there's something wrong with the $500,000 number. Or maybe that's just some problem I'm going to get over, I'm going to get into the next quarter. And so on and so on and so on. Don't have a business plan unless you know where you want to land at the end of the day of 5 years. You know where I found this out from? The first thing that James Packer said to me is this. Mate, we're paying $25 million. We're putting a $25 million valuation in your business. We want it to be worth $500 million in 6 years' time, 5 years' time, 5 or 6 years' time. And I said, well, James, how are you going to get there? And James is an extremely quantitative person. Like, mathematics is his go. He's so good at it. He remembers numbers. He does calculations in his head faster than most people can do it on a computer. And he said, we've got it. He knew what our numbers were at the time. He'd write through it, what the multiples will be. He said, that's what we've got to achieve in 5 years' time. By the way, we did achieve that in 5 years' time. But that's what we have to achieve in 5 years' time. We work backwards, and that was our business plan. No mission statement. None of the other stuff. All the other stuff follows. The most important thing was those numbers, and that's what we track to. Because if you're building a business from $100,000 today to $500,000, why are you doing it? You either doing it because you either want to sell it, you might want to put it on the stock market if it's big enough, or you might want to bring a partner in so then you can go and do 4 or 5 more. You say to a partner, look, you put $500,000 into this business that's now worth $500,000. That he gets or he or she gets half of it. You might want to build in and bring in a partner. When they're coming to you and they're looking at investing in you, I tell you what they're going to ask you is for your business plan. Well, don't go off and run off and start and do one there and then. Shit, I don't have a business plan. Well, what do they want in a business plan? I'm telling you what they want. They want to see what your business plan was 5 years ago. And have you been hitting all your targets? They don't want you to do a business plan for the next 5 years. They do want that, but they want to see that is going to be backed up what we did in the last 5 years.